Hello, welcome back to Talk Seagulls, and it's Christmas. I've actually got a Christmas hat on for about 2 minutes until I take it off. But we're joined again in for the second time, like in two podcasts in a row, which is mad. Here at the Caxton Arms with Brett and Luke. We've got you both again just pre-Christmas. How are you both? Feeling good?
Oh, good. Merry Christmas, everyone. How are we doing?
Good?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, well, it wasn't an amazing weekend, but we will definitely get into that. But looking forward to eating my body weight in food.
Yeah.
Saying that's what Christmas is all about.
Yeah. And that's it for the match analysis. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. There really isn't a lot to speak about. It's one of those games where I was like, oh my God, even I'm struggling to think of podcast topics coming into this one. I mean, the first half, I don't want to say worst half ever at the Amex because it might sound a little bit harsh, but I was sat there trying to think of actually games that have been slower tempo in the first half, at least in the Premier League era. And I was having to go back a long way, Brett. I don't know about you, but I felt like, particularly from that West Upper, it wasn't great watching, was it?
No, I think I described it as an insult to the last match on Match of the Day. Like, it was so bad. Yeah. And I didn't even watch Match of the Day, and I'm assuming we were last. But
yeah, to be fair, I only skipped to us, and I can't even remember where we were, which probably sums it up.
As for worst games at the Amex, probably in the Premier League era, that first half was definitely up there. It's absolutely terrible.
Tempo, wasn't it? Just none of it.
It was absolutely dire. It was awful. Like you say, watching it from the West was bad. I was watching it from the North stand, so I had to watch pretty much them just attacking us the whole half, and us just doing absolutely nothing. It was just, it was poor, wasn't it?
I was kind of expecting, like, after 35 minutes, people would be driving home for Christmas instead of after 87 minutes. So.
It's good. It's a good little sneaky one. First 2 minutes, he's already in with the Christmas lyrics. I rate it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, It wasn't a very Merry Christmas at all. It wasn't very Christmassy at all, to be honest. I'm looking at that game and like that first half. I'll try and get a little bit of analysis here because at least this is the one thing that sticks in my mind was when Bartva Bruggen was just shouting at Coppola for not being in position. And I feel like this happened twice, at least in the first half. I remember one more in the second half. It wasn't just Coppola, so I'm not digging him out, but it was a couple of the defenders. And he was absolutely raging at some of the defence and almost like we didn't know where to be on the pitch. And I was thinking, that's a bit of an alarming one, to me. I was sort of just like a few little red flags there thinking, you mentioned it off air when Bart sort of was miles off his line for that free kick for Brian Gruder, which was a bit of a P-roller back to the goalkeeper in the end. There was just some questionable things that happened in that game that almost made me look like we weren't, we're a bit devoid of ideas at times, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. But then you look at, going into a Premier League game and you're saying our back line is Weaver, Coppola, Buscagli, De Kuyper. You would not want to pick that. I know they clearly looked like they hadn't played together, and maybe that's what Bart was trying to do. But I don't think the defence was too much of an issue, to be fair, because Sunderland didn't create anything. So it wasn't too bad. But you don't want both of those starting, but Dunk's back. I don't know what happened to Van Heck either. So.
No, I think apparently it was illness. Apparently he was ill from the day before, which is what I was surprised they didn't mention in the press conference, hence my tweet yesterday. I was a bit like, you'd think they'd mention an illness that come up on the day of like, okay, well, JP could be unwell, he might be all right, but we don't know yet. But the fact that nothing was said and then it's sort of like a surprise from the get-go, look, it's a bit like, oh my God, we've already got Dunk out, let alone Van Hecker. It's setting you up for a bit of an interesting start.
And with the talk about him possibly leaving as well. January transfer window coming up. He's out of contract in the summer. Like in the summer, or was it the year after?
It's the year after.
Year after, yeah. Sorry, he's out of contract soon. He said he's not going to re-sign a contract. So I heard someone say that it was because Spurs put a bid in for him. But let's be honest, that's just rumours, isn't it? Not listen to that.
I don't know if Tottenham would have him. I don't know. I feel like he's one of them players that could go to most sort of top six clubs, to be fair. But I don't know. I feel like this season he's maybe not been as good as he was.
I think it's Newcastle and Tottenham are the two main ones looking at him. Newcastle, I'm not sure if they really need him. Botman's quite injury prone, it seems. But with Malik Thiaw, he seems all right.
Had a good season, to be fair.
They definitely look. I Newcastle look a lot better now, but I don't think they really need him. Spurs. Romero is just.
What was he doing the other weekend? The weekend
would be such a good player if he didn't have a temper.
Yeah.
What was he doing the other day? Yeah. So stupid, isn't he?
Yeah, no, totally. It was weird actually. I remember doing a video on Romero last season, and I think it was only his second booking. I kind of forgot that he had been injured for so long. I was like, I feel like he gets booked every single week or sent off, or he's always on the verge of getting a red card. But he only had like 2 bookings by like mid-season last season. It's really surprising. But no, he's a liability, and I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs were going for somebody else based on that. I'd be surprised if it's January transfer window though. In all honesty, do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think didn't Frank make him club captain? So
yeah,
so maybe he won't go just yet. But he is a liability sometimes. But
I wouldn't say he's 18-1 in the bookies to get red card every game, is he?
I had that on the Ayari to score and against Sunderland, and it just didn't come in.
Shoot straight at the keeper every single time.
No. We can talk about Ayari a little bit, because I felt like he was the only one actually trying to make something happen, which was ironic considering it was the day for Jorginho to be captain, and it was a really strange decision in the first place. I thought Ayari actually tried to make stuff happen, but some of the shooting was just so poor, especially in that second half. And I couldn't help but think, a professional footballer, I'm sorry to sound like one of those people that, first man corners or whatever, but professional footballer, edge of the box, in the box, your shots have to be troubling the goalkeeper. You have to be doing something, aiming for corners, right? If you've got a free shot on the edge of the box, 18, 20 yards out, there's no reason as a professional footballer that ball is going straight at the goalkeeper. There just shouldn't be. It should be going where you want it to go. It baffles me sometimes with it. And I think I've said this last week, I think on the podcast, was... I don't know if we're maybe lacking a little bit of confidence, maybe. Because do you remember under Potter, we created all these chances, we didn't score goals. And it felt like we've almost gone back to that. And then when De Zerbi came in, do you remember, it was like, oh my God, all of a sudden everyone's scoring goals. And it was just a little flicker of confidence. And I feel like that's lacking at the minute. Do you think?
Yeah, I think like after that first 20 minutes at Forest where we were so good and we didn't score. I think we must have had like 28 shots in the first 4 minutes or something stupid. Like, no, it wasn't that good. But we just lacking that striker. I think like we can't keep relying on Welbeck, and obviously he's now needing a rest, and we haven't got anyone else to play up front. And like Matoma hasn't been playing, so Minte just every shot he does seems to be the wrong one. So we're just lacking goals, and Rutter's only got one, has he? Yeah. I think. So it's a bit weird where we can't score, but if we don't score, we don't win.
Do you think goals need to come all over the pitch though?
Yeah, I mean, we need to score a lot more from set pieces, and we've already spoken about that, both of us, all of us.
We can talk about set piece in a minute, because that was just interesting.
Yeah, just poor, isn't it, all the time? But yeah, we'll get into it. You bring up Minter. I just feel like whenever we always bring him off at the wrong time.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's just got so much energy, and he always looks really, really dejected to be taken off. And he's on that side. We never really have anyone going forward after he comes off. When Babis came on, it just injected so much life into
I agree.
so much more life into the game, especially that side. He had that little like bit where he had like 3 people on him and still somehow got away. I don't know what he's got to do to get a start at this point, to be fair. But yeah, it is annoying. You see stuff like that. Like, I mean, we'll probably go a bit more into substitutions. James Milner coming on again.
Charity sub again.
To be honest, I actually don't think he was that bad.
Yeah, I thought he
actually did quite well.
Same here.
He played a bit like a quarterback, didn't he? And just he kept getting the ball and passing it around. But
it was just frustrating to see it. Like when you bring Babis on in that place and give him like half an hour, like 20 minutes, half an hour instead of 5 minutes at the end. When I saw 4 minutes come up actually at the end, I was like, Jesus. I was like, how's it 4 minutes? I thought it'd be like 1.
To be fair to Milner, as you say, a lot of the play went through him at that point. I think Mitoma was on the other side, wasn't he, at that point? And as you say, Babis came on the right. Perhaps, you could maybe make a statement that Minte should stay on there. I think he was notably very angry coming off the pitch. He waved his arms and everything. And I actually thought he was one of our better players. At least with Minte, I get his frustrations and stuff. I get why fans get frustrated with him. But I kind of can't help but feel like at least he's trying to do something. That's kind of how I look at him. Like, sometimes it's like, oh, wrong decision. Or even if he puts the ball across and there's no one there, I just feel like maybe there's not enough players maybe on his wavelength, perhaps, that's ready to go and make something happen with him.
Yeah, I agree. Like talking about putting a cross and no one there. That one in the first half at the outside of his boot, just straight across the 6-yard box. No number 9 to get a tap in and an empty goal, and that's what wound me up. Like,
that's the issue. We don't have a striker. We don't have a striker on, and like Welbeck would be the sort of person to get there. Obviously, he needs a rest and everything, so that's
It's not
fine.
looking great for Welbeck, actually, based on what Fabian said, is it?
Oh, really?
I think it's back spasms, I think. So
I haven't seen that.
we don't know how long the time zone is on that. I think he's not any better, but he's not any worse. It's just the same as, and he's out of the squad. So to me, that might indicate it's a little bit worse than it was
It's
before.
got to be time for Bavis. But like people say, oh, is he a number 9 or is he a number 10? But for me, he's probably our best number 9 of all the number 10s that we've got. Like, he actually is physically strong and he can hold the ball up, where we don't have anyone like that. Like Gruder's good, but not good at holding the ball up. He just pings back off him when it comes back to us. So having Bavis to hold it up as a number 9, I think he's better than Rutter at it as well. So like we've got no fit strikers, no one to play up front, and he still doesn't get a game. It's just like, what's going on?
I think there's a genuine like big talking point there, because I saw people talk about it, and I think that there's maybe the recruitment that Brighton do at the minute. Sometimes it's brilliant. For the long run, it's great. And I do agree with that. But in the short term, we're now starting to really suffer for it. I feel like, we almost stockpile, as I said before. We bring in a lot of young talent. We loan out a lot of players. But to be fair to Fabian Herzler, I will back him on this, he was left with very little choice in that game, especially going forward. There wasn't enough forwards, as we've said so many times in this podcast already, to actually make a difference in the Premier League level game. This isn't just playing against nobodies. We're playing against Sunderland. You have to give them respect. They're 6th in the league. They're very, very well drilled defensively. I thought we did create some chances, but I just couldn't help but feel like there's an issue there with squad planning, with putting in money towards certain players. You need to be looking at bringing in players for now as well as, because look at Villa. They're a great example of a squad right now that have put their money into players when they needed to, and they're excelling. They're now, 2 or 3 points off top?
Yeah, 10 wins in a row. I quite like what they put yesterday. They said that United fan could have had his hair cut twice.
Amazing,
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, I think it's only a couple of years ago we were on the same level as Village. Remember, we were almost in front of them at one point, and then it's sort of just gone the complete other way. And the way I look at that is, they put their 30 million into Morgan Rogers, for example, who's now absolutely flying at the top level of Premier League football.
Yeah, what a player.
What a player. And you've got to say, well done to the recruitment team, because that's a great signing. And I think that it's not just him, it's their whole squad. They've sort of invested that money into players that are young, but they've also got the ability to just come into the squad now. Do you think Brett agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think we're always we look to the future, don't we? But not for the now, as you say. So we've kind of stagnated a bit, and like I said, Villa is probably the best example of where we need to get to if we want to be to the next level and buy players for now. Like this transfer window, we are crying out for a striker and a right back, and if we don't do it, then we're probably the season will stagnate, and we will be one of them mid-table teams. Where if we go for it, we've got a chance of pushing for Europe still somehow. I don't know. Everyone else is sort of faltering at the same time as us, so why not push on?
Agree. Do you think the club want it? Do you think they want to? Because I feel like, I can't help but feel like, anyway, the chances have been there before for this to be an easier shot. I feel like we're now more of an outside shot to go for these Europe shouts. I think last season before was more of a, if you're going to do it, your time's now. And I feel like the time now is for Aston Villa, not for Brighton.
Yeah. Annoyingly, I mean, Villa are very, very good. They've got a very, very good manager. Really, really good team. Obviously, we said Morgan Rogers. I mean, even Buendia is firing on all cylinders for the moment. I don't really want to say yes or no, do we want it just yet, because
do you feel like we want it?
We did make obviously we made signings in the summer, and that's fine. Obviously we brought Simas back in, we got Castulas, so that gave me some sort of thing oh yeah, we're definitely going to push on. I haven't really seen that yet, but I don't want to make a judgment on it until January when we see if we actually buy a right back, another striker, because we've said it so many times, but why is Vifa playing right back? Especially when when Belieber's going to be gone. Why aren't you playing a CDM and a very, very good CDM in that. In right back, when you have a very good right back on the bench, and Veltman when he came on, absolutely brilliant as always. Like no matter what happens, no matter how we play, if Veltman's on the pitch, we'll always put in at least 7 out of 10 every single time, and he's so consistent. And like I know, obviously he's a bit injury prone, but he's getting older, so it makes sense. But why are you starting FIFA every single game and it's clearly not working? In the tackle, you can see see what he does well, right? But he gets run past so much because it's not his position. But like man to man, he's very, very good. And we don't see the best of him at all.
Agree.
Because
I totally agree.
Still, Hertzler will not change his mindset of, oh yeah, he's definitely a right back. No, he's not.
Yeah. Do you agree? Do you think the UEFA experiment should be over now? Do you think that's it?
I've said it for a long time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me. And now we've got Hinchelwood back fit, Veltman back. Maybe there is this chance, as you said, with Belibra at AFCON, putting a physical midfielder in the middle of midfield is exactly what we need.
Well, I think Ayari and Hinch I like them both. Don't get me wrong; they're technically nice players, but I say physically dominant. I don't think you're going to get that from either of them. No. And I think that's sort of desperately lacked. I think Belabor, again, I feel like he's had a good last few games. I felt really bad for him for coming off when he has done. I think maybe it's a little bit unfortunate, really, I think, in the way it's gone about. And again, I don't know how January's going to go. I'd be surprised if we sell him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to leave, if you know what I mean. I think he's not really played much and he's been subbed off more often than not. You know, if I was him, I'd be thinking, what's the point in this? You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see. But I think Weaver needs to play midfield 100%. I think, as you say, Joel Veltman makes a big difference when he's on the pitch. But I think it's not just there. I think it just frustrates me so much. I think we're not getting the best out of the squad. And I think we've said that for so long. That first half was diabolical. I think the last 20 minutes we showed a little bit more. But there's still this sort of ongoing sort of grey area in my mind of thinking I still just don't feel like everything's going to just magically be fine if we sign a striker in January. I just don't.
Yeah, I get that. It's just like there seems to be a big lack of cohesion, doesn't there, in the whole team? And like Hertzler always goes on about connections and building connections, but it's just not happening for me yet. You got like Ferdy and De Kuyper, I think's worked a bit, but all the rest of the pitch, it just hasn't fired. Like when we played well at the end of last season under Hertzler, like Welbeck, Ruta, Matoma, Minter, they were all linking up with flicks and one-touch passing, and they look really good. But it's not happening this year.
No. Do you agree?
Yeah, like to a point. We definitely see flashes of it. Though. We see flashes of what we can do, such as like the Forest game, Leeds, and Leeds have been like good since then as well. So it's not like I know obviously everyone's got pinned for relegation, but I honestly don't think Leeds have been all that bad this season.
No, yeah. To be fair, when I watched them, they've been all right.
Yeah, and beat them 3-0. Obviously, we were doing all right around then. But it's the mad thing is like seeing Hertzler get nominated for manager of the month last month, and then you see us this month, and we just look completely different team, and it's frustrating, isn't it? We just have got no consistency. Well, we do have consistency. We're consistently inconsistent, so it's just. I mean, we say it every single time, and I've already said it. It's just frustrating.
But does it not drive you a bit mad? I feel like I remember doing podcasts during lockdown, saying the same things over and over again. Same things. Can't score, create chances. Can't score, create chances. But we conceded, we lost. And it's like, it gets to a certain point where you think, maybe there's an issue. You know, it's kind of like the first side of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I feel like I'm on this podcast saying the same things for the last year and a half to the point where I'm now kind of like, do I even have the energy to keep saying it? I don't know. I don't think I do. I actually don't. I don't think I've got the energy to think, well, this is going to change because this is going to change and then that could happen. I feel like it's just like this dangling this carrot in front of me that's just I'm never going to reach it, you know? It's like the end of a rainbow. I'm sort of just trying to get there, but it's just never going to happen. And by the time I even think about it, it's all over. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm like, I don't really know what else to say about it because I feel like the issues have been ongoing for a while. It's not just Fabian Hertzler. There is an equal blame on the club. The recruitment, I think, has been somewhat subject to issues. And, you know, we're kind of just stuck in this like sticky situation, if you like, of consistently inconsistent is a good phrase for a bit. And you think, okay, but why are we consistent? Well, that comes from the manager. Then the players aren't good enough to play full 90 minutes, half them out of position. I'm kind of like, well, we probably just are where we should be. Do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, it's a strange one where you want us to play, like I said in the last podcast, you want us to play our players in their best positions, and hopefully then it will click and then we do become more consistent. But when you're playing, you said like defend right back a midfielder at right back, defenders up front, left wingers on the right wingers, number 10s up front. It's never going to work, is it? So it's just, I think we'll have the same old problems again. But if we don't sign anyone, or if we do keep, I think we just need to keep our players as well. Yeah. Instead of just keep chopping and changing every season, getting rid of the best ones, and then hopefully, who don't want it to be another transition season?
It is already.
It is a transition season.
It is already.
So
well, I mean, last Christmas we were around the same point we are now in terms of points, and it's just. I mean, you talk about stagnating and everything, and we said last season was the transition season. I've already said it. I think we were better second half of last season, and I think we can push on, but we really need to sign someone next month. That's the main thing.
Who would have thought João Pedro is not an excellent deal for us? Who'd have thought it? Who would have thought we'd have missed someone that scored 20 goals for us last season, 40 goals in 70 games?
Not been incredible for Chelsea, I don't think.
It
started off pretty well. I know he scored the other day, but
we miss his running. We missed someone like Pedro to cause problems and score in big moments. I just don't think we've got anyone for that.
Thing is, I mean, I've seen that from Babis. Just again, that point where he was like surrounded by like three people and still made it out, and then started running it down the wing. He's got that sort of like a bit of arrogance about him, which I like, and that's what Pedro had. I mean, Pedro was a little bit, a bit of a bell end, but like Babis looks like he can go into that like spot, but the problem is he doesn't get started no matter how well he plays, and then also. You know, whenever he does come on, he gets put on the wing or whatever. I think he'd be much better going through the middle.
Costulas, even if that were to be true, I think it's way too early for me to be even judging whether he could be a João Pedro. I think Babis said João Pedro was a lot more advanced in his development. I think he captained Watford by the time he was 20. You know, so I think he was one of those players that was just ahead of it. I think he was a very big talent when he was in Brazil. So I feel like there's maybe a little bit of a mismatch in that sense, but. I get what you mean. Maybe profile-wise, I think he's probably a bit too early to say, oh, yeah, he's going to go and score 10 goals for the rest of the season. But I don't know. I just feel like you miss... I feel like maybe with the Barco situation, for example, is another example of this. You know, where he's now absolutely flying, and apparently it's a big testament to Liam Rosenior as well at Strasbourg. But that sort of player which is going to be a little bit more arrogant, if you like. But those sort of players come about if they know they're good. You know, egos are what make players so big. And I think that's why you've seen Ronaldo dominate the game. It's why you've seen Haaland come out and just say whatever he wants, munching steaks after he's just scored a hat-trick. Because they just know they're the best. And I think that maybe if you're going to progress as a club, I don't know if you agree, but you might have to just put up with that sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. Like, we had a player a bit like that. But he's out on. No, we got rid of him now. I think Enciso. He was one that he just thought he was
a mad guy.
He just thought he was the best player ever. He was very arrogant, and he was a bit of a one-trick pony who would do a step over and a long-range shot. But when it came off, it was brilliant.
The issue with him is just. I think he had a bit too much arrogance.
He didn't match. No, he didn't match. I think talent-wise, didn't go with the ego. I think at least with João, he backed up on the pitch. I think when Barco we didn't see enough of, although I actually thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought he was quite good.
He's one that actually tackled as well, where we just don't have those players now. It's like,
put some good crosses in whenever I saw him as well. Prime Yuri Skalak crosses. What delivery that bloke had. Oh my God.
But like those sort of players, I don't know, like I wouldn't be opposed to us getting someone like that, because I know that they're going to just back themselves 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 even, to go, do you know what, this is my time and I'm going to go and win. And I think that's what you need to be to succeed. I don't think you can win by being passive and nice all the time. You know?
Yeah, I said I've said it before. Like everything about our team, our manager, the club is just nice, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you don't want that. You want a bit of fight and steel about it. So yeah, just like the stadium's nice, the crowd's nice, the manager's nice, the players are nice.
Yeah.
We don't really tackle, and that's probably, as you said, why we've ended up where we are in the middle of the table. Like,
Yeah,
so
I totally agree. I think that's a big thing. I think maybe for recruitment, I don't doubt we'll find gems. I don't doubt we'll do that. But I don't know about you, Luke. But say for example, Strand Larsen's available at Wolves, they're going down. A 60 million striker in the window just passed, wasn't it, for Newcastle? If we're to be serious and go, do you know what, we are going to get Europe this season, I feel like you go to those sort of players, not necessarily Strand Larsen, but of an equivalent, and say, he's ours. Here's 40 million.
They would surely take a cut fee.
Yeah.
Because they're going down and they're going to, like, I mean, they might not want to get rid in January, but I mean, they are...
Bully them.
They are really bad. So they're really not very good.
They're on for the record points tally, mate. I don't think Strand Larsen's going to want to be there beyond January.
I'm pretty sure they're the lowest points tally at Christmas ever. Because even Derby had won their one game.
Really?
Yeah, by this point,
that's
Derby had
half
already
of
won
their
their game.
total against us.
Yeah, I know. Dr. Brighton strikes again.
Just because we're so nice, we thought we'd give them an extra point.
And we nearly lost as well. That's the bad thing
last
about
minute,
it.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we got bailed out that game, to be honest, which is interesting.
And it was from a corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was
True.
it was a bad corner that it came back out, but still it was from a corner. We'll
Yeah,
say that.
you say it was a header, wasn't it? You don't normally see Brighton score headers anymore. But no, I think that those sort of things, I feel like we were close to it, and that's what maybe frustrated me. You mentioned that you want to keep hold of players for an X amount of time, build a squad. You say about Emi Buendia at Villa, he signed for them 5-6 years ago, and they're now sort of I would say he's flourishing, but he's been doing it for a number of years. But Watkins, for example, that squad has a mixture of players that have been there for a long time, that have been big signings for them, but they actually have them to progress.
No, I agree. So yeah, we just look, as soon as our players get good, they get sold, don't they? So it's not really building on like the success that we've had. It's just sort of starting again, where I said all I want for Christmas is just us to just go for it and
Love it.
buy players, win games, push for Europe, and then hopefully we'll get a trophy at some point. But who knows?
Not at this rate. That's the thing. You say that like this season, if we're not getting Europe, we need to win the FA Cup. I mean, we're not going to. Let's be honest. We've got United, and we're going to lose to them. But and Palace are going to win 8-0 against Macclesfield, and then get
to be fair,
Burton away as well.
The draw has been unkind. I will give a bit of fair play to that.
Are you surprised though? It's always unkind.
Yeah.
The only time we got lucky was the Grimsby game.
Yeah, true. Actually, that's a semi-final, wasn't it?
That was a quarter-final,
quarter-final because it was semi.
We had Forest last season, who were absolutely brilliant at the time.
Yeah.
And it was one of the worst games I've watched. I don't know if it was as bad as Sunderland, to be honest, but that game was not great in the quarter-final.
Yeah. To be fair to Sunderland, I will give them credit. They defensively were very good. I thought,
Ballard, you're going to say?
Ballard, yeah. He was a menace at centre back. Headed everything, no matter what. It came at him.
All we did was keep lumping it to Gruder next to Ballard, expecting to win the ball, but we're never going to do it.
Absolutely massive.
Is that not a bit of an alarm bell to you? That you think, when I say about the first sign of insanity, he's doing the same thing over and over again, why on earth do you think that mismatch would even possibly go our way? I think I saw something. It's like if you flick a coin, it's 50-50 chance of going heads and tails. Even if it's gone tails the last 3 times, the next time that it flicks, it's still a 50% chance that it lands on either side. It's not going to change the odds. No matter how many times you keep putting that ball into Gruder, unless Ballard was to miss it, which you're probably hoping for at that point, it's not going to happen, is it? So, yeah, credit to Sunderland. I thought they were quite good, and I thought they had opportunities first half where I thought they could have been, a goal or 2 in front. I'll be honest. You think?
I don't really remember.
The first half was a very forgettable half of football. But they did have chances, and there were just so many times where everyone around me just screaming, "Wake up!" I mean, they're screaming more at Mukiela in the second half. What a knob! He was really, really boiling my blood. I was absolutely fuming.
I didn't catch that in North Stand. What happened?
He was just it's when he was on the floor and he was off the pitch.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
rolled back on.
Yeah.
And I hate when they do that. Why doesn't the ref just be like, "You are off the pitch, get off the pitch"?
Yeah.
Like, they don't do anything about it, and
Totally agree.
it's blatant cheating. Yeah. Just do something about it, and people will stop. And then he fell on the floor or something, and then he turned around to the North Stand and gave it this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he made a challenge on Matoma. Actually, is what it was. Yeah. And it was clearly a free kick, and the ref didn't give it. There were quite a few times when I saw that happen. I think the ref had a bad game, not because he didn't give us a lot. I just think he just did not let anything flow. Anytime someone went on the floor, it straight away would
To be fair,
flow.
that is modern football as well. Like, it's a modern football issue, isn't it?
It's also that issue, like when you're running back towards goal and then the defender gets the ball and they just fall over and they immediately give a free kick. It is ridiculous.
Do you know what?
They give it every time.
Now you said that, I remember in Liverpool away, actually, I think it was Szoboszlai, and he just went down and he was right near the touchline. It was near the away end. And obviously that way end was weird because no one was giving him a hard time apart from me, and everyone was looking at me like I was a weirdo.
Yeah, they're all Liverpool fans as well.
Yeah, but I was like, just get him off the pitch. I didn't understand it, and I think those sort of things. And I mentioned it last week, there are head injuries. I'm going to say it again this week. And I'm going to call out our own player because I'm going to say Yasin Ayari. That was awful. Terrible form. I was angry at him, and I was angry at anyone that does it, whether it's our player or another player. Weefers was fair enough because it looked like he actually got caught, but Ayari just went down holding his face, and as soon as the game got stopped, he took his hand off his head. That done my head in. I was like, just get up. Honestly, I'd rather Ayari got sent off in that situation and we've lost the player and lost the game or whatever, as a way of just sort of proving, don't do that. It's just it just exploits the whole like respect of going down for a head injury. It drives me mental.
Because I think, Babis got tackled, he went down injured, and then he was like rolling around, and then James Milner just went and picked him up. Just carry on playing. We got a game to win here.
That's a good thing about Milner as well, actually. Just something like that, telling the younger players to just get on with it.
Yeah,
he did play pretty well after coming on.
He did.
I know we are like obviously.
My charity comment was a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I know we are making jokes about it, but he actually did play pretty well.
Yeah, I think the starting 11, we literally had no leaders on the pitch. There's no Van Heck, Dunk, Welbeck. We end up with Jorginho as captain, I think you said, is he our youngest captain for?
I tried to work that out. I don't know if he might be older than Zhao was when he captained us. Maybe Zhao was 22. I think Georgie might be 23. Am I right in saying?
We're a Premier League team and we've got some young kid that likes Pokemon as our captain. It's like, what's going on?
Liking Pokemon as a kid. There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's not talk bad about that.
I might have to bring the Pokemon cards out for the next podcast.
I'm showing my age a bit now. Aren't I?
I might be able to get Jorginho on an episode if I bring him.
You buy one pack and see yourself get addicted, mate. Happens to us all.
But no, I agree though. I get what you mean. Like he wasn't captain material yesterday. I'm not.
I don't think I would have picked.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's like
Bart maybe. I don't know.
I'm glad you mentioned Bart. What season he's having? Do you know what? Him and Ferdy, 2 players of the season for me. I think it was Minte for a bit. He went off it a little bit. I think Bart and Ferdy have been so consistent. I think he's made so many big saves. He really saved us. That header, I can't remember who did the header. He sort of tipped it over the bar second half. There's a couple in the first half. Jack Hinchelwood nearly put us in trouble, didn't he? Where he put that ball back, and then Bart just sort of runs at him. We did have some really dodgy moments actually. You say about defensively, but I remember the ball bouncing across goal twice in the first half. There were some dodgy moments, and Buscaglia did worry me a little. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to get on his back, but sometimes I was like, I don't know if he's going to be the one. But second half, he maybe redeemed himself a little bit.
Second half, we were definitely better defensively. But the problem is, whenever we're on the front foot, I'm always worried that we're going to concede on the counter. That's the issue. And it always happens. I was literally like, we've got 20 minutes now where we've actually played quite well. You know what's going to happen. We're going to let in a goal from some stupid counter-attack that someone...
It nearly happened, though.
Yeah, I know.
A couple of breaks down our right wing, but...
We're so susceptible to it, aren't we? It's ridiculous. And I don't understand how we haven't sorted it out yet. But classic Brighton.
Final thing, set pieces.
We're not very good at them. Thank you for coming.
I genuinely reckon it's the best paid job in the world to be a Brighton set piece coach. You go in there, you apply, say, right, I took a corner once. They give you the job, and then you get paid a load of money. It doesn't matter what happens.
Did you score the corner?
No, I didn't. But we took it, and it hit the first man. I do sort of get a bit concerned sometimes when I watch our set pieces. I'm like, really? Is that the best we could think of? That one where the corner came in and we bunched up, and then we broke really quick. And then we took another minute to actually take the corner. It was kind of like, well, why didn't we just start it like this anyway? There was no point in doing the action. The free kicks are terrible. Please, someone sort out the free kicks and the corners. I promise you that you see better quality down at non-league. I'm not even joking.
It's got so bad now I want Dunk to take them. And he is terrible.
It's all right.
Welbeck's the only goal scorer of corners. Sorry about the light. But it's the only goal scorer of corners for a while.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry, because for Bruggen was getting ready to step up and take that one in the first half, so it's all good.
I think we've broken it.
Don't worry, show must go on. But Bruggen's had a good season. I stand by that.
Yeah,
he has had a good season.
He brought in his goalie coach from, where is he from? Belgium, wasn't it? Or was one of his former clubs, and his form seems to have turned around. Like, we got rid of 2 keeper coaches, brought in one, and it seems to be paying off at last. Like, and he's he's coming up with big saves as well. Like, because basically before he was just another centre back, wasn't he? Just throwing the ball around. But now he's coming up with some huge saves and point saving saves or match winning saves as well. So, which is huge.
He's probably the most reassured I felt at the goalkeeper for ages in the Prem. I mean, discredit some of the goalkeepers you've had in the Prem, but we've not been blessed, have we? Put it that way.
I loved Matty Ryan though. He bled the badge. He did. He was. I mean, he was. He wasn't the best goalkeeper I've seen in my life, but he still came up with quite a few massive saves. Like a double save against Palace was always nice to look back on. And I loved how he always went and celebrated with everyone. Yeah. I thought we were going to get caught out one day, like everyone was going to be off the pitch and he was going to be the other side of the pitch and we were going to get done. But let's not discredit.
You could chip him with a cross, but other than that, he was.
Yeah, that is a good point. He was about 5'6".
Yeah, that was his problem. I remember the one at Tottenham, was it, in the first season when they were playing at Wembley. I think it was Aurier crossed it and it went all the way in.
It was mad to think that somehow, though, Robert Sanchez was worse at claiming crosses than
to be fair, he had popperdom hands. I think we've not been blessed with goalkeepers. I always wonder why Tim Krul didn't play more often, you know.
What player he was, to be fair.
But Bruggen's been class. Kadioga's been good. And set pieces need to improve. I don't know what you need to do at this point, but just anything.
All we've got left is hopes and prayers.
Genuinely anything. I feel like we put a lot of money into ball striking midfielders and players that can hit a ball. You know, you see like Maxime de Kuyper, for example. One of his probably best attributes is ball striking. And, you know, even he could probably take a free kick. I think he did try and take a free kick once. Welbeck scored, and I think other than that, I don't really back anyone else. I think don't let Ayari take him again, that's for sure. Sorry. Yeah. I think I'm at the stage now of doing podcasts, so I'm just going to start saying what I see in the stands. We'll see what happens. Any other ad-libs pre-Christmas? Have we got any, maybe a prediction where you think we'll be, provided we sign someone in January?
I think, where are we now? 8th, 9th, 10th?
Yeah, like mid-table somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's on the same points at this point anyway.
So. So I think, if we finish top 10 with the squad as it is, I'd be surprised. But I think there's still the outside chance of the Conference League places, I guess. But was there 5 Champions League places this time? It filters down, so maybe one extra place might help us. So
don't worry, Palace going to win the FA Cup again, probably. So you wait for it.
Well, I did quite like Palace. They fielded a weakened team to try and manage their game schedule and ended up with 2 more games in the playoffs.
And then they lost on Sunday anyway. On Saturday,
I'd love to have that problem of playing in Europe. So
you get an extra 2 games, it'd be lovely.
Fair. But
Luke, it's still funny.
Your predictions for your Christmas predictions, where like how happy are you so far? What do you think is going to happen by the end of the season?
Proper Crimbo prediction. I can't say I'm really happy after a transition season. Then we've gone into we started off quite well and then we just stagnated again as usual, getting all these 0-0s again. It's just frustrating, isn't it? I agree with you, to be honest. You'd be surprised if we finish top 10 with the squad that we've got now. if we make some signings and we actually sign a striker and a right back, and if we don't sign a right back, my head will be on Mars. But if we sign a striker and a right back, honestly, I think we can push on. But because there is those, like there's always that 20 minutes, isn't there, that we have in a game. Yeah. We seem to either have one bad half or one good half, and it's never in between. And if we can just sort that out, and I think a striker will do that, and have Jorginho playing behind someone, and then have Babis, like if you want to keep playing him from the bench just to sort of ease him in this season, then fine. Carry on doing that, and I mean, hopefully we can push on. But I mean, my expectations are quite low at this point, so yeah, I'm not optimistic to say the least.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say mine.
Oh no, come on,
You got to.
He's
going to say relegation.
Get rid of Hurtsler, give it to someone special.
Changes are needed. Changes are needed, and a shifted mentality again. I feel like we've just gone to a point which I feared from way back when we first signed Hurtsler, to be honest. And I was like, don't let the expectations drop. You know, we always had a manager that pushed us, as fans as well. I don't feel like we've really got that. I think we need a shift in mentality, but that's not my job. So, yeah, we need a change.
Oh, no. It's the season of love and understanding now. So I'm going to back Hurtsler and say I'll go in 8th.
Yeah.
8th.
Although we're in a bit of a sticky thing now. Was it 2 points from the last 12? Arsenal up next.
Yeah.
So that West Ham game's huge.
Yeah, God.
And Fulham, I guess, as well. But
from miles away.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a Christmas miracle, mate. But yeah, thank you both for joining me. It's been a really good episode. Really enjoyed it. Considering the 0-0 draw against Sunderland, we've somehow managed to make it a lot of fun. So yeah.
I don't understand. I thought it was genuinely going to be, hi, Bucket Talk Seagulls. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. No, there's still talking points in there because when things aren't great, you still got stuff to talk about. And obviously it's Christmas. The Caxton, look at it. It's like great. I'll get a little shot of this from where we are in a minute. You see what I'm seeing. It's great. It's nice and Christmassy in there. There's a good little Christmas party as well the other day. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Had a couple pints. It was all right. It's all right. Luke no show. Awful form, mate.
Yeah, family meal.
Yeah.
Awful stuff. But no, really good. Thank you both for joining me. Make sure you come to Caxton Arms in Brighton, and we'll see you after Christmas for the second half of the season against Arsenal, where things are going to be even easier than they were against Sunderland. Thank you very much and goodbye.